Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Sunday Morning Coffee with Lisa. I'm Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. It is Sunday, December 4th, 2022. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are new to my podcast, welcome. Please be sure to check out my website at lisahopp.com for all about my work and all about how to schedule an appointment. I would appreciate it so much. And for those of you coming back every week, thank you. I appreciate your comments, sharing. It's just so wonderful. Thank you. It's just from the bottom of my heart. Now, if you're listening to this on YouTube, please like, subscribe, and share if you will. Please share it with those that you think it may be helpful towards, because that's honestly is the only reason I do this podcast, is in order to help others. So I hope that you will, if you are connecting to it, and gosh, do I hope you do, that you will share it with those that you think might benefit from it. You never know. It very well could make a difference. And I say that in a very hopeful and humbling way. I am also on Facebook with a business page, Lisa M. Hopp, Spiritual Coach and Medium, and I'm also on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hopp. Please find me. I have a personal page on Facebook, which I generally do not share about my work. That's just to connect into my personal people. But do find the business page, and I just would appreciate it so very much. So this time of year, we are into it. And, no matter what holiday you celebrate or how you feel about this time, it tends to be a more emotionally charged time, just at times perhaps. And other times it's a wonderful time where you can pull out the recipes and do the traditions and watch the magic that can be in the air, the excitement of a child. And so it has a lot of pluses, but it can also have the tests of having to get through this time, because it does bring back, I feel, the whole history. It can really do that. And so it's very important to take care of yourself during this time. But what I want to let you know is that you get help with your holidays and with your healing from the other side, from your departed loved ones. They're not gone. It doesn't matter how long they've been passed. They're always near you when you need them. They always hear you in every way, and they feel you too. And not only that, there's still a personality. They are all energy now outside of their bodies, which makes them incredibly happy, by the way. There's nothing more freeing than getting rid of this human form, because it can, I don't want to say it burdens us, but it can make us feel grounded too much with our organs, with our weight, with our worries, with our stress. Well, they don't have any of that anymore. They only are light beings now. But with still their wonderful personalities, still can very much be there. And I just heard they feel they're home, and that's correct. They're home. But they do care about us even more than they ever could on earth. And they want to be near us. And this time of year, they also remember the traditions, the recipes. They know the chair is empty. They know the loneliness that can come. They know the stress that we can feel. Some of them have regrets that they weren't there enough for us. Perhaps even during the holidays, that they didn't make it special enough, or that they allowed themselves to be limited or to feel limited when they found out when they went to heaven they weren't limited at all. So how can they help us heal from beyond the veil? Well, the first thing they love to do is just comfort us. So when you're centered in the moment, be aware. Don't look for, because if you look, you block. But be aware. Do you feel an energy shift around you? Is there an energy over the top of your hair, as if somebody is trying to comfort you? Is there a presence that you catch standing very close to you? I was cooking Thanksgiving dinner this year, and I was up overnight just trying to get tasks done. And I was standing at my kitchen sink, very centered in the moment. That's a key. And when I went to turn slightly, there was this male figure standing very close to me, so much so that it made me jump a little, but not a lot. I didn't scream or anything. I was just startled a bit. Now, I was incredibly tired, and this figure was a darker shadow, which means absolutely nothing. Sometimes, if you wander into your basement, you see a dark shadow. Well, that may be someone of the land who prefers perhaps lower, darker spaces. But in this case, I knew it was a departed loved one who was standing close, watching what I was doing, maybe checking on me, maybe just curious. And I was very grateful that they were there. And I have caught, coming out of a bathroom or whatever, the loved ones around, just being there for me, as they are there for you, going to work with you, making sure you're safe, perhaps shopping with you to observe you and make sure you're okay. Now that isn't scary and that isn't creepy. They're there, well, to do their job, to look out for you if you need them. So they will often, during this time of year, show their signs. They may play with the Christmas lights. As I said, you may feel their presence. They may leave more coins around you than recently. Perhaps they send you a cardinal to act odd around you. I remember one Christmas Eve, I went to the cemetery. Now, I am of the thinking that they are not at the cemetery waiting for me, that they know who's going to visit them, and they will arrive to visit with us. And on this particular day, there was one departed loved one that I felt I did not have time to stop and visit. I had to get home. But I talked to them. I did a drive-by. And I talked to them. And I thought I heard their giggle, their laugh. But I didn't. I just kept driving. And interestingly enough, it was a very quiet time at the cemetery. There wasn't a lot of people around. I don't actually remember any. And as I went to turn to leave the cemetery, to exit it, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, a car cuts me out. Came out of nowhere, out of the side. But interestingly enough, on their license plate, it had the first name of my departed loved one. I knew it was them. It was too coincidental. It made my evening. It brought me such joy to know that they know I had greeted them, that they knew I had spoken to them. And I also felt they were all right with me for not stopping, getting out of the car, and standing at their spot. They understood, and they were enjoying it. It's why they laughed. Your loved ones are there whether you notice them or not, and sometimes we can get distracted. We can get stressed, and I want to say to you a truthfulness. Worry is 100% waste of time. Stress is just a destroyer. Be in the present moment, because when you get to heaven, you will see you will see how unnecessary the worry, the stress, the anxiety was. Now, when I say anxiety, I don't mean those who can deal with some deep-seated things that need to be healed. I'm talking about the pressures that we put on ourselves to have a perfect season, to get everything on the Christmas list, to just, the weight that we put on ourselves. That's what I'm talking about. But also throughout our life, not just this time of year. We put so much stress on ourselves that later we realize was unnecessary for no reason. And we'll get wake-up shouts. We will get wake-up shouts. Maybe you land in a doctor's office getting all kinds of tests and they find no reason for it. Well, they don't find any reason because it's stress. You're doing it to yourself. You are worth loving yourself and just honoring yourself and not putting yourself through all that stress. If you were to step back and really look at it, I bet you would say that this is not as important as you are making it in that moment. Is it all right if the house isn't cleaned? Is it all right if there's one present that's not there? Yes, it's all right. You have to give yourself a break. But our departed loved ones know that we're going to feel that way. They know what pressures we're going to feel. They know when we are feeling sad or going to feel sad. I remember one holiday, I was just sad. I was just really sad, but no one knew it but me. And one of my departed loved ones pulled a very magical moment. They actually managed to retrieve a photo that I don't own and place it in such a way in my home that not only would I find it, but it didn't make sense where it was. So I didn't even know how to cope with that. I just I have a little bit of a coping mechanism where I will not deal with it in the moment if I don't know how to cope with it. I just go, not now. So when this photo that is not mine appeared on top of something, a place that I was going because I was doing holiday tasks, I put it aside. I'm like, no. But then a couple of minutes later, it appeared in a completely different location, which made no sense, of course, because I didn't move it. But I understood completely what was going on. My departed loved one was showing me that they were there. And in that way, they comforted me. And I was able to let go of my sadness immediately. And I bet they knew that. They knew that that would happen. Now, I always say this. Among humanity, I am not special. I do not get signs that others don't get. We just have to have an awareness, an understanding. You're allowed to debunk. I couldn't debunk that moment. It didn't make sense. If it doesn't make sense, if you can't debunk it, it's heaven. Now, sometimes when I say they play with lights, if you can't understand why things are acting up one moment and find the next, heaven, most likely. If you can find a reason, then no. Don't reach thou. Some people, they will stretch it, trying to discredit an obvious sign. And I think it comes from some fear. I think maybe we're taught sometimes to have fear about our loved ones being near us. Is it all right? What could they want? Maybe it's just emotional, like me. I don't know how to cope with it right now. But when it's obvious, when you can't find an explanation, that's them. Now, you don't have to do anything with it except say thank you for being here. And that's my next thing I want to say to you. In order to help you to be a team player with your loved ones. They're coming around you to help you to heal. Write the letter to them. Talk to them. Tell them how you feel. They know how you feel anyway, and they want to help you heal. They know what can come up. Deep emotions, regrets about your relationship with them, about the end of their lives, physical lives before their transition. Get it out of your system, because that's why they're around you too, to help you to do that. I often am nervous about how my clients will feel about this when I tell them that their loved ones are with them smiling. They're not smiling because they are laughing at you. They completely understand the emotions that you have. They completely understand in any way they may have let you down. They're very honest about it with themselves. They've gotten their review. When we transition to heaven, we get a review where we get to feel and know our impact. It's a flash, but it's represented to them in every moment that they had on earth. So they get to be you first person to understand. So when you are writing to them and talking to them and having any emotions with them, whether it be I miss you or I'm angry with you for any reason, they completely understand. You are not telling them anything new that they don't already know. But they'll stand there, or they may wrap their energy around you and smile at you as you come to your tears. But it's only reflective of the love that they feel for you, the joy that they feel in heaven as well. Some have to go through quite a bit of healing when they get to heaven, depending on their lives and how they transitioned. But all eventually will come to this place of serenity and joy, feeling of contentment, of being home, where they came from, where they belong. And so with that feeling and that complete gift of being able to let go of their physical body and all their fears and stresses, anxieties, worries, they're free. And their freedom comes around you. So they cannot help but have joy about them, because they're all right. And it's okay, they're all right, no matter who they are and what you all went through. But you have to get it out, because the more you heal here, the more you can enjoy your own life. And that's what they want for you. They want heaven on earth just as much as our core, our soul, our spirit wants heaven on earth. But they know that healing has to be done. And so do whatever you can to bring about your healing. Honor yourself. Honor your feelings. Honor your worth. Because you are worthy and deserving of having peace on earth. And that is what is wanted for all of us, to have peace on earth. Now, another thing our loved ones will do, besides comfort us, besides be there to encourage us with our healing, is that they listen to our will. And if that means they help in setting you up an opportunity, they will do that. They will help to set up the break. The coins are indicative of, I'm helping you with finances and personal security. They're action takers. They have no time to deal with in heaven. They have all the time in the world. So they can instantly be around you, helping you. But they cannot help you against your will. And they cannot help you beyond the overall will. But that still gives them a lot of leeway. So do know they're just not hanging out in heaven, doing what they want, not assisting you. Oh no, they are very active as helpers. They love the fact that it can help you more from heaven than they ever could on earth. And they are very engaged. So it is all right to ask them to assist you, but you have to back up. You have to detach. Don't ask for help and then look for it, because then you block the help, because the veil thickens out so very easily between that help and us. Be in the present moment. Speak. Use them as your therapist in a healthy way. Use them as your career builder. Use them because they want you to, out of love. If you only knew the joy, the freedom, the reward of being in heaven. It is there really for all of us. Even if you are someone who has evil within you, even if you are someone who was very unwell, that energy is waiting for you to assist you as well. That's why we can never assume who is in heaven, because of that unconditional, merciful energy that does respond to us, but also is interactive with us. And what do I mean by response? What you put out, you get back. There are consequences for your speech. There are consequences for your feelings. There are consequences, some called karma. Go, whatever I call it. What you ask for, you receive. There's varying degrees of calling it things that are really the same thing. Let me just say that there is really no such thing as injustice. You just don't always get to see it at play. The justice. And then sometimes you see it at the divine time. If you are angry, you get more to be angry about. If you are negative about life will give you more to be negative about. It is very important not to store. It is very important to do the healing. But words, thoughts, emotions matter. They literally create your life. So they are very important to be aware of and to actively work with in order to bring you the best life you could have. Your departed loved ones know all that now. They know now in heaven that they were unlimited, but they limited themselves. They know now that there was never a need to worry. They know now all the truths and knowledge and wisdom that they didn't know on earth. And they want us to have it. And they help us so much. It is all right to healthfully turn to them. It's also all right to tell them how you feel like it is. It's important to come to a state of forgiveness, but it can't be forced and it cannot be faked. I also want to say that your loved ones understand you so completely. They know who you are. in a way they didn't on earth, because our words can get in our way, our ego, our perceptions, our stories, our own traumas, our own inner child moments get in the way of our perception. But in heaven, that is all unlocked. So whatever you feel you need to be forgiven for, you are already forgiven. Forgive yourself. And if there's something that you didn't get to say it. They know already. The healing is for you, so that you can feel better. They want you so much to have a good life. That's so important to understand. So don't walk around with regrets. Just let it out. And most importantly, be loving to yourself. Be forgiving of yourself. They understand. Unload on them and take the load from you if you have to. Now, often, after someone passes, we want to see them in a really rose-colored way. It's almost like we're afraid, again, that if we don't do that, we're dishonoring them. Again, it's about healing. They know who they were. They're clear about who they were. You can love and honor someone and still see the moments that could have been better, where they could have said more, expressed more. I feel like one of the number one regrets as well in heaven is that with our loved ones, is that they know they didn't say I love you enough. They didn't show it enough through expression, whether it be hugs, words, anything. They learn immediately how important that was. And so that's why they're also so much around you, to give you what they are unable to give on earth. Do you know that, please? Know that. They are healed, but they're honest. They know who they were. They know now who they want to be. And what is not healed here for you will be healed in heaven with them. The talk will be there. The moment will be there. The love will happen. The healing will happen. Know that. It will come. Can't get around it. It will come. But for now, it's all right to say they were this way. It is all right to feel that. You won't be in trouble. You won't be making their heaven worse. It's so important to heal and to be light. Now, is it a truth that the happier, more content, more healed you are, the more they feel it? Yes. When we pray for them, when we heal ourselves, they rise up more. They enjoy more levels of heaven. Their burdens are unloosed more. But your responsibility is your healing. Pray for them, if you will, but really concentrate on yours. Because again, the more healed and happier you are while you're serving them too, you're all better off. So work on those intentions of happiness, of living life in fulfillment, honoring them, healing you, just being happy, finding that joy. It is so wanted for you, and you are worth it. And when the tears come, cry them. Have a good cry. Don't hold back. Holding back affects the body. It stores like matter. Feel the emotions so they can be let go. so they can be healed. Honor yourself, love yourself, cherish yourself. They cherish you now, times 10 times over, 20 times over, 100 times over. They cherish you, and they want for you to cherish yourself. To be in that present moment. Allow them to help you. Celebrate their lives. Celebrate your life. And be happy this holiday season. Thank you so much for joining me today. Please be sure once again to go to my website at lisahop.com and to like, subscribe, and share through YouTube, through Facebook, and catch me also with posts on Instagram under Spiritual Coach Lisa Hop. I appreciate you all so very much, and I wish you a wonderful Sunday, a wonderful week, and a wonderful holiday season. Many blessings.